Good evening, everyone. We're the Ignition Circle Group number 5, and we're going to talk about one of the four pillars of heroic leadership. Chris Lown, in his 2012 book Heroic Leadership, outlines four pillars of success that, if employed simultaneously, will provide the very best of foundations for leaderships. These four traits self awareness, heroism, ingenuity, and love are, he argues, the key to any leader's success. The four principles stands out. Jesuits became leaders by understanding their strengths, weaknesses, value, and worldview, confidently innovating and adapting to embrace a changing world, engaging others with a positive, loving attitude, and energizing themselves and others through heroic ambitions. Ingenuity. The whole world will become our house.
Ingenuity appears nowhere in Jesuit regulations or correspondence, but every early Jesuit would have instantly recognized its attitudes and behaviors in the way they did things. Ingenuity is the readiness to cross the world at a moment's notice in full hearted pursuit of a good opportunity. It is the willingness to work without a script and to dream up imaginative new approaches to problems that have baffled others, and it is the creative embrace of new ideas and foreign cultures. Similarly, like doing a task or participating in any kind of activity, one must possess ingenuity because this trait reminds the individual that you should do the job or the activity out of free will and not because you are forced to do it. The reason why we should do something out of free will because it would bring out the best of every individual, such as generating new and imaginative ideas, because having the free will to do something serves as a motivation to get the job done. And also, one reason why ingenuity is important in the concurrent setting because this would help the individual think outside of the box that could generate or create and mold someone to be a leader in the future, as it would help create modern solutions to modern problems.
Leaders make themselves and others comfortable in a changing world. They eagerly explore new ideas, approaches, and cultures rather than shrink defensively from what lurks around life's next corner. Anchored by non negotiable principles and values, they cultivate the indifference that allows them to adapt confidently. As a leader, it is a job to give your follower the comfort they need here in this changing world. Also, to lead them in doing the things that what is right, giving them the eagerness of exploring new ideas on experiencing the life that they had here in this world. Good approaches to mankind and embracing the different types of cultures. Not only focusing on lurking only around life's next destination, but also using the principles and values as a guide on cultivating the indifference and to confidently adapt to it.
There are two vital things for ingenuity. Firstly, indifference, which frees individuals from prejudices, attachments, fears, and narrow mindedness that can block the enthusiastic pursuit of new ideas and opportunities. This sets our mind that we can have no limitation on things and we can do what we want since we already have the freedom, and it can make us grow and mold ourselves and get ourselves out of our comfort zone and avoid thinking on things that might affect your self-esteem. Secondly, a profound trust and optimism that the world presents plenty of opportunities to pursue. Imagination, creativity, adaptability, and rapid response become the keys for finding and unlocking these many opportunities. This focuses more on what is already available for you or like laid out for you to achieve in ingenuity. With trust and optimism, this will let us realize things, to use these resources and opportunities for us to grow so that you can maximize your skills and creativity with it.
Loyola described the ideal Jesuit as living with one foot raised, always ready to respond to emerging opportunities. Self-awareness is key to successfully living with one foot raised. By being self-aware, we are more conscious of our character, feelings, motives, and desires. A leader must rid him or herself of ingrained habits, prejudices, cultural preferences, and the "we've always done it this way" attitude, the baggage that blocks rapid adaptive responses. So to become a good leader, we must change ourselves. How? We must remove all these habits, prejudices, and more that are embedded within us.
Early Jesuits were able to make themselves immediately and totally comfortable in a world that had changed much in their lifetimes as it had over the previous 1,000 years. Jesuits prized personal and corporate agility. They were quick, flexible, and open to new ideas. Loyola's spiritual exercises instilled indifference and freedom from attachment to places and possessions, which could result in resistance to movement or change. In this statement, it was highlighted that Jesuits didn't think about the things that can stop them in making such change and difference, but they used ingenuity to make these changes possible. They didn't focus on the things that will pull them, but instead, they focused on making the things they want. They used their voices and position to make the world a better place to live. They moved forward, started new ways and steps to have a successful change. Because of the changes they did a few years ago, we are who we are right now.
So, for overall, ingenuity is a skill that is so important to be achieved or to have. It is because having the best quality of being clever is very useful in a way of having a knowledge of something that you can pass on. But knowledge isn't enough. Having also an overtime on building up a way of thinking or schema that is probably so deeply a part of a person that can hardly even recognize it anymore. So as a leader, you need to achieve this kind of skill to become a great leader. And this will be the end of our presentation. Thank you for listening, and once again, have a nice day.